Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from Group 3 BA233. We represented our group project and the issue that we chose is insurance planning and consumer credit. Our group consists of 5 members. First is Nurhani Batisha. Second is Nadia Natasha. Third is Nur Aida Hanisa. Fourth is Nurul Batisha and lastly Nur Zahida Zaki.
Before we start, I would like to summarize the content of this video. We have chosen insurance planning and consumer credit as the topic of our discussion on this group project. We will later share the meaning of insurance, consumer credit, and also discuss the importance of the topic and the current issues that is happening. Furthermore, we will go through the statistical information and also any related issues that we have discovered on the online platform. Since COVID-19 began to appear around the world, people began to realize the importance of applying insurance because of the various unexpected incidents that may occur. There are a few types of insurance that can protect losses. For example, like medical or health insurance, life insurance, property insurance, and protection insurance, and also much more. On the other hand, consumer credit refers to the debt incurred by an individual to pay for the product or services that they use. There are 4 types of credits, which are revolving credit, installment credit, charge card, and non-installment or service credit. There are many importance of insurance planning that we can see, and some of them are done for protecting or protection of individuals and family, to reduce stress during the difficult times, and for financial security. On the other hand, the importance of consumer credit is to purchase of goods and emergency purpose, convenience, and also build credit score. Now let's start with the introduction that will be presented by Nadia.
Okay, I will present the introduction on insurance planning. Before we go further, what is exactly the meaning of insurance? Insurance is a contract known as a policy in which a person or organization receives financial protection and compensation for losses from the insurer or the insurance firm. There are few types of insurance that can cover any unexpected incidents, including losses. First is medical or health insurance. Health insurance can cover an emergency requiring hospitalization, adequate medical care, and recuperation. In this type of insurance, people can choose between a medical card and critical illness insurance. A medical card covers major medical costs that people may otherwise be unable to afford to pay. Next is life insurance. Life insurance covers the terrible events, permanent disabilities, serious sickness, or terminal disease. Life insurance provides financial stability for the family. If a person dies, contracts a serious sickness, or develops a terminal illness, cash benefits are frequently given to their beneficiaries. Third is property insurance. Property insurance protects possessions like a house or a car or loss of property. And lastly is protection insurance. This category includes travel insurance and personal accident insurance. For personal accident insurance, individuals may be guaranteed that a payment will be paid out in the event of death, incapacity, or injury, while traveling insurance will cover some of the risks like total and permanent disability, accident or illness requiring an inconvenience like delayed flights or misplaced luggage. We will move forward on the introduction of consumer credit. Consumer credit refers to debt incurred by an individual to pay for product and service. Consumer credit might refer to any sort of personal loan, although it is more frequently used to denote unsecured debt that is incurred to pay for regular products and services. Consumer credit can be a credit card or any type of personal loan. Consumer credit can be classified into 4 types, which are revolving credit, installment credit, charge card, and non-installment or service credit. Revolving credit allows consumers to borrow up to a specific amount of money. For example, like Visa card, MasterCard, shop and gas card. Second is installment credit. Installment credit card implies a fixed amount of borrowed, a fixed monthly payment, and a fixed payback. For example, installment credit arrangements are home mortgage and vehicle loans. If the borrower fails to make payments, the home and or car will be repossessed. Third is charge card. Charge card is the user can have a balance while the latter requires full payment each month. Penalty fees will be imposed if the amount is not paid in whole and on time. An illustration of a well-known charge card is American Express. This type of financing protects people from running up credit card debt. Lastly is non-installment or service credit. The example of non-installment or service credit is cell phone, electricity, gas, garbage, and water. This credit allows the borrower to pay for a service, membership, and other payment at a later time. Service cancellation and credit agency reporting may occur as a result of ongoing non-payment, which may lower a credit score.
The importance of insurance planning. The first one is protection for individual and family. Family is the most important asset that you have in your life, and your family relies on your financial support in order to maintain a reasonable standard of life, which is why insurance becomes crucial once you start a family. With insurance, it can help to protect the most important person in your life from financial difficulties if anything unforeseen occurs, for example, death, disabilities, illness, injuries, and others. Next is reduce stress. As a human being, we will never know what will happen in the future, and we cannot expect that we will not encounter any difficulties in our life. Unforeseen tragedies, for example, death, permanent disabilities, injuries will leave a massive emotional stress and grief. This is happen when you do not take any insurance planning before this, which makes you and your family are responsible for the financial problem. With insurance planning, you do not have to worry on the financial problem, and you are able to focus on recovering and rebuilding your life. As an individual who took an insurance planning, you pay monthly in order to get compensation from the insurer if something unforeseen occurs. Therefore, with insurance planning, it can reduce your stress because it can lessen the financial burden on your and your family's shoulder. Lastly is financial security. We all definitely want to reach financial freedom at some point in our life. And when it comes to achieving that, we often assume that our saving is sufficient. However, if we look at life from a practical point of view, we can see that saving alone is not sufficient enough. In addition, no matter how much you earn and how much you save, an unforeseen incident can devastate your financial situation in an instant, and that can cause you problem in the future. Therefore, in order to overcome that, taking insurance planning can help you to financially secure, which is by insuring yourself, your family, and your assets. Importance of consumer credit. The first one is purchase of goods. Credit consumers allows the consumer to purchase the things that they need, especially the things that are too expensive, for example, cars and houses that people need to pay all at once within one payment. With credit card, it allows you to pay over time by installment while you still having access to vital products and services when you need them. Next is emergency purpose. Consumer credits can help you to pay for the unforeseen expenses when you encounter in the emergency situation in the future. For example, when you need to pay for expensive bills, for example, the hospital bills, and you don't have enough cash at the moment and you don't have any debit card, then your credit card can be your lifesaver at the moment. Next is convenient. Using credit card to manage your finance can be more convenient than using another payment option, for example, cash and debit card. Every month, your credit card company will outlining when, where, and how much that you spent on each purchase charged to your credit card. You can use this statement to keep track on your expenditures. Credit card also convenient to make online purchases because cash cannot be used to make online transactions. Lastly is build credit score. Credit cards can help you to build a credit score since these two things are related. Having a high credit score will help you to increase your chance to acquire a bank loan or credit card. You also will be able to negotiate the financing term with banks, such as reduce the interest rates and longer payment term. To enhance your credit score, you must have a track record of timely bill payment, little debt, and responsible borrowings.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurhani Patricia, and I will be presenting on the current issues on insurance planning as well as consumer credit. Many people are aware that the pandemic has caused a lot of changes towards society, the environment, businesses, and most importantly, health. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, a large number of people are getting themselves and their loved ones life insurance. In other words, people are doing their insurance planning as a way to safeguard themselves and their families against unforeseen catastrophes like the COVID-19 crisis. Chief Executive Officer of the Life Insurance Association of Malaysia, Mark Odell, exclaimed how the life insurance industry has shown an increase in growth of 12.9% in new business total premiums. Even after slowly moving to a whole new phase, which is the endemic phase, insurers maintain positive with the prospect of the industry in the upcoming years. Other countries like the US are also thinking alike of buying life insurance. Consumers, particularly young individuals, began purchasing insurance in greater numbers. According to LIMRA, an organization for the insurance industry, little over 50% of American adults reported holding a life insurance policy in 2020, down from 63% a decade earlier. The pandemic is a wake-up call for people around the globe to become aware of the importance of life insurance. Besides purchasing life insurance, people have also started to get travel insurance as well. Ever since the coronavirus pandemic started, travel insurance is no longer an option for people, or specifically travelers, not to buy, since it has now become a necessity whenever they go traveling. When borders abruptly closed in 2020, many have witnessed firsthand the devastating effects the pandemic has on travel. In addition to providing medical coverage, buying travel insurance with COVID coverage can come in handy in any case of getting stranded abroad, since it covers provisions for quarantine, trip cancellations, and more. Malaysians who intend to go abroad must be prepared with their travel insurance before they go to their preferred destinations. Besides citizens, foreigners who wish to travel to Malaysia must purchase travel insurance as much as $20,000 as a minimum coverage to their account for any COVID-19 medical expenses, and this applies to all foreigners before entering the country. Besides that, there are also issues on consumer credit because of the pandemic. Experian Information Services Malaysia presented its iScore report describing Malaysians' credit score and credit facility patterns from 2019 to 2022. Experian iScore is a consumer credit score that uses statistical analysis of credit file data to generate a numerical score between 300 and 800. Experian iScores have modestly increased across all age groups over the past 4 years from the pre-COVID year of 2019, indicating that consumers have taken steps to manage their credit portfolios throughout the COVID-19 economic crisis. However, impacted through the measures positioned to incorporate the pandemic, the economy has experienced a growth reversal as well, setting many consumers in a financially tough position. For instance, in 2022, an average of 9.1% of Malaysians would have unsecured credit line repayments, such as credit cards and personal loans that are 90 days past due. This indicates that 9 out of 100 Malaysians delay repayment of unsecured credit facilities by 90 days or more. Moreover, 3 years ago, government and education loans made up the largest percentage of youngsters' credit facility mix, which was the largest shift in the credit mix. On top of that, with inflationary pressures, rising prices for necessities, and greater borrowing costs, consumers are confronting substantial cost of living challenges, putting Malaysians in danger of turning to personal loans and credit cards to pay for daily expenses.
My name is Nurul Batisha, and I will explain further on statistical information of insurance planning. The graph shows the annual growth of Malaysian life insurance market. Following the COVID-19 outbreak, global data updated its prediction for Malaysia's insurance market. According to the most recent data, the steady economic recovery would help the Malaysian life insurance business to develop at a compounded annual growth CAGR of 5.38% between 2020 and 2025. Consumer spending was constrained and the life insurance industry was affected by the economic downturn and uncertainty due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic. The life insurance industry grew by 4% in 2020 compared to 9% growth in 2019 as a result of this situation. Policyholders feel encouraged to renew their policies after they have been informed on the COVID-19 assistance offered by the life insurance policies, along with the increase in awareness of its importance to us now. This resulted in the premium income from renewals climbed by 6.32% in 2020 as opposed to 7.49% in 2019. There are a few benefits provided by insurers to encourage customers to maintain their insurance coverage during the COVID-19 pandemic, including extensions on premium renewal date and offers of premiums with a discount. The demand for life insurance policies are expected to increase among the low-income groups as well. This is because in 2021 budget announced by the government not long ago, withdrawal of Employees Provident Fund (EPF) is allowed for the netizens to purchase life and critical illness coverage. Besides that, the low-income groups are also provided with simple and affordable micro-insurance products from the Perlindungan Tenang that was introduced to them. The customization of policies and flexibility offered to customers has supported Malaysian life insurers to be successful in reducing the impact of COVID-19 towards their customers. The life insurance industry in Malaysia is expected to grow from 50.70 billion in 2020 to 65.86 billion ringgit in 2025. Moving on to the statistical information of consumer credit. This graph is the graph of Malaysia Card's payment value forecasted by the global data until the year 2025. Malaysia Card payments is expected to recover in 2021 under the assistance of gradual increase in consumer spending. The value of card payments in Malaysia decreased by 4.9% in 2020 as lockdown led to the decrease in consumer spending and the closure of physical stores, which had an impact on card payments. It will increase at an 11.1% compound annual growth rate (CAGR) in 2025 as forecasted by global data. A fall of 11.2% in credit cards usage in 2020 happened due to the lockdown and travel restrictions, where consumer spending on travel, lodging, dining, and other services where credit cards are applicable. In Malaysia, credit and charge cards are the most preferred card type for payments as they make up 66.5% of all card payments in 2021. As a conclusion, we can see the importance for every family to have at least one life insurance plan. Life insurance is considered as an essential now, considering the outbreak of virus and other natural disasters that could we encounter in our life. It is also very important for us to know how to use our credit cards properly. We need to make sure that we take care of our credit score in order to help us to get loans in the future. It helps us to avoid from being blacklisted in case we are declared as bankrupt for using credit card recklessly. Hence, both insurance planning and credit card are very important in our life.
Based on all the information that we have gathered, we want to recommend some action that should be taken by all individuals to live their life better. The recommendation that we suggest are for people to start taking insurance plans, to do better financial planning, and to review their expenses frequently. Insurance has been an option on people's mind after the pandemic happened because of the increasing number of infected people. However, other than that, many diseases also showed an increase in needing medical attention. That is why we need to take insurance plan. Even though it's just a simple basic package, as we know, insurance has many plans that can be discussed according to the person's budget income. We don't need to worry much as they are agents from the company that can help us do the quotation by our income and give us an option to choose from if we want to take the plan. Besides that, we can also do a better financial planning. The details such as cash flow, savings, debt investment, insurance, and any other aspects of our financial life should be included for a good financial planning. If we ignore this, we might not reach our financial goal, or maybe we wouldn't have any savings for the future. And lastly is to review every expenses that we have frequently. This is because we often spend our necessities, like our wants and needs, in our daily expenses. We also see that there is an increase like inflation that happened in Malaysia and all around the world. And we need to recall all the expenses is because we want to avoid any overspending on unnecessary purchase or any impulse buying. By all these three measures, we can help ourselves if there is if there are any complications that may happen to us in the near future. It's better to be prepared than sorry, right? Remember to spend wisely and start focusing on managing your finance from now on. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening until the end. I hope you understand all the knowledge and topic that we have shared from the beginning until the end. If there are any questions that you would like to ask us, you can comment down below. And until then, that's all from us. Assalamualaikum and take care.